This is the Voice of Turkey's English language transmission, broadcasting from Ankara in the 19-meter band between 12:30 and 13:30 UTC on 15450 kHz to Europe. You can listen to us over the Turksat 3A and 4A satellites and on the internet at www.trt.net.tr through the Voice of Turkey link. Our email address is englishdesk@trt.net.tr. Following the news and the review of the Turkish press, the Voice of Turkey will present our feature programs and some music.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello. This is Halil İbrahim Sarıkaya from Voice of Turkey. Today, 17th of September 2022. You are listening to the news. Turkish President in US for UN General Assembly. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan arrived in New York on Saturday after attending a two-day Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit in Samarkand, Uzbekistan. Erdogan will address the general debate of the 77th UN General Assembly session on September 20th, which will run through September 26th. This session will be held under the theme, A Watershed Moment, Transformative Solutions to Interlocking Challenges. Besides, Erdogan will meet UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres and hold talks with heads of state and government on the sidelines of the UN meeting. The Turkish president is also expected to receive representatives of US-based Turkish non-governmental organizations and Jewish groups and attend an event organized by the Turkey-US Business Council. Russia's war on Ukraine at critical stage. The Ukrainian army has launched a critical counterattack against Russian forces and recaptured more settlements in the Kharkiv region as the war enters its 7th month. Russian forces were nearing the Ukrainian national capital of Kyiv on March 1st, capturing the southern city of Kherson, as well as others near the first city, including Irpin and Bucha. They also took control of Chernihiv in the north, while Chernihiv was also under attack. The eastern cities, Kharkiv, Sumy, and Mariupol were encircled. By June 15, Ukrainian army recaptured the regions around Kyiv and Sumy and its surroundings in the north. Russian forces were mainly deployed in Kharkiv and Kherson regions. Mariupol on the Ukrainian Sea of Azov came under the control of the Russians. On August 29, Ukraine launched a counterattack to liberate Kherson and has retaken villages in the region. By September, the Ukrainian army launched counterattacks to recapture Kharkiv, the country's second largest city. In addition to major cities such as Izium, Balaklia, and Kupiansk, the Kyiv administration in Kyiv regained control of more than 300 settlements. President Volodymyr Zelensky said his forces have recaptured 6,000 square kilometers, shortly 2,320 square miles, this month, urging the West to impose more sanctions on Moscow and speed up deliveries of the weapon systems. Meanwhile, Russia currently has the Donbas region. The coast of the Azov Sea and Kherson is under its control. Turkey, a reliable route for gas deliveries from Russia. Turkey is a reliable route for gas deliveries from Russia, the Russian president said on Friday. During a meeting with his Turkish counterpart Recep Tayyip Erdogan on the sidelines of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit in Samarkand, Uzbekistan, Putin thanked Erdogan for the Ukraine grain deal. He expressed hope that Ukrainian grain will reach the poorest countries and said this goal has not been achieved yet. Putin said that Russia has received positive signals for possible shipment of Russian grain through Turkish ports. Putin said Moscow and Ankara signed final documents related to the construction of Akkuyu nuclear power plant and expressed hope that the power plant will get operational in 2023 as planned. Russia and Turkey closely coordinate positions of international issues, he said, adding Moscow will welcome Ankara's work in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. EU deeply shocked at discovery of mass graves in Izium, Ukraine. The EU is deeply shocked at the discovery of mass graves in the Ukrainian city of Izium, which was recently recaptured by Kiev troops from Russian forces. The European Union is deeply shocked by mass graves discovered by Ukrainian authorities with more than 440 bodies in Izium, a city recently liberated from invading Russian military, said a statement by the bloc's foreign policy chief Joseph Borrell. We condemn these atrocities in the strongest possible terms, he added. Russian forces' inhuman behavior must stop immediately, said Borrell, adding that it is in total disregard of international humanitarian law and the Geneva Conventions. Russia, its political leadership, and all those involved in the ongoing violations of international law and international humanitarian law in Ukraine will be held accountable, he said. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Friday said that bodies found in the mass grave in the city of Izium bear signs of torture and reiterated his call for recognizing Russia as a state sponsor of terrorism. Filipino president asked military to support Bangsamoro peace, urged unity. Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. urged the military to support the peace process in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. He also urged unity in the ranks of BARM leadership, expressing support for the transitional government. The president made his inaugural trip Thursday in the autonomous southern region, where he addressed the reappointed 80-member parliament. I think the role of the military is to support the peace. That is the peace process. That is what the peace process is now, and that is what we need to continue to support, Marcos told soldiers of the 6th Infantry Division of the Philippine Armies that is deployed in central Mindanao. I bring this up to you to explain that perhaps the mission of not only the political leadership but also the mission of the military here is ongoing to change. And that will be because I am hoping that we can look forward to a period of lasting peace and progress, said Marcos. French airports hit by major traffic disruption as 1,000 flights cancelled. French airports on Friday were hit by a major traffic disruption, with at least 1,000 flights cancelled or delayed due to a strike by air traffic controllers. Citing the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, BFMTV reported about 1,000 flights were cancelled by various airlines. Nearly all companies flying from and arriving at French airports have complied with the Civil Aviation Authority's directives to cancel 1 out of 2 flights. Thomas June, president of the Union of French Airports, told Francelno News. Air traffic controllers are on strike to demand salary hikes and rapid recruitment to fill vacancies. Turkey strongly condemns U.S. decision to lift arms embargo on Greek Cypriot administration. Turkey on Saturday strongly condemned the U.S. decision to lift the arms embargo on the Greek Cypriot administration. We strongly condemn the expansion of the scope of the decision taken by the U.S. in September 2020 to lift the arms embargo towards the Greek Cypriot administration, the Turkish Foreign Ministry said in a statement. This decision, which is in contradiction to the principle of equality of the two sides on the island, and which will further strengthen the Greek Cypriot sides, will negatively affect the efforts to resettle the Cyprus issue, and it will lead to an arms race on the island, harming peace and stability in the eastern Mediterranean, it added. The U.S. lifted defense trade restrictions on the Greek Cypriot administration for the 2023 fiscal year. the State Department said Friday.